In this video we will create this nice button. So here you can see we have this button. When I hover over, and that time there is this ripple effect happening, right? So this is small HTML code with some CSS and few JavaScript line. So we will implement this code, that means this effect, by using HTML, CSS and JavaScript, right? So I'm going to create 3 files for the HTML, CSS and JavaScript. One with the name index.html, script.js for the JavaScript, style.css for the CSS. So we will add first HTML content. I'm going to open this in the live server. Now it will be an empty page, right? So first we will create document type HTML document, then after we'll add our HTML content. I'm going to zoom this a little bit, right? So we'll give the language as English. There will be a title, right? So I'm going to give meta information, that means character set will be UTF-8, viewport will be, content will be width equal to device width, right? So we'll add the body section. I'm going to create one anchor tag here. So I'm not going to link this one. So if you want, you can add the button. So I'm adding one anchor tag. Then after we'll give class name as a button, and we'll add a span element inside this one with the text button, right? So now if I refresh, you can see we have this anchor tag, right? So viewport, right? Okay. Now I'm going to connect my JavaScript file here. Script file by using script src will be /script.js, right? So we will connect our CSS file also. It will be a style.css, right? So we have connected our two files. Now I'm going to add CSS style first, then after we will add JavaScript, right? Okay, so by default for the body section, margin will be 0, padding also will be 0. Margin mean space from your element board and outside content, padding mean space between your element board and your element, right? So we'll make display as a flex. I'm going to align this into the center of the screen. Justify content, center, align item, center. So we will give height for this one as 100 viewport height. Okay, we'll refresh. Now it will align into the center of the screen, right? So background color will be black for this text. Then after font family, I'm going to change this into the sans serif. We'll use sans serif for this one. Okay, then after we have button class, I'm going to give background color as white by default. Then after adding top and bottom will be 20 px, left and right will be 40 px. So border radius will be 5 px, right? It will be somewhat okay. Then after we'll add some shadow. Okay, I'm not going to add shadow. So I want to remove this underline. Text decoration will be none. Then after font color will be black, and font weight also will be bold. Okay, so position by default will be relative, and I'm going to hide the overflow content. Then after inside this button, that means inside this anchor tag, we have span element. For that span element, we will give style position will be relative, and z index will be 1. Okay, so I'm going to add some text, that means before content for this button class. So for the button, that means pseudo CSS element before content will be empty, and position will be absolute. Background color, I'm going to set this into orange red, right? We'll set this into orange red, and width will be 0, height also will be 0. From the left, we are giving variable -x position. So we will add this class by using JavaScript, right? When you hover on that time, we are going to add this class y position. So translate, it will be a translate from the -50% and again -50%. So border radius, I'm going to make this into a circle, then 50%. When you hover, then that time radius will be 50% for new color. So we'll add transition delay for the width 0.5 second, and for the height again 0.5 second. Okay, so when you hover over this button, before width will be 300 pixel, height also will be 300 pixel. Okay, now I'm going to hover over, so you can see color is changing immediately, but I need to make an animation like a ripple effect when I hover over. So for that, we will add some JavaScript. We have this anchor tag, so we will select this one, constant button element is equal to document.query selector, then after query name is our class name for the anchor tag, button element dot add event listener. When we mouse over, that means when you hover over, on that time we are going to send that mouse coordinate. So after capturing this mouse coordinate, constant x value will be event dot page x. So mouse x coordinate minus button element top level offset value, offset left value, right? Then after again constant y value will be again event dot page y minus button element dot offset top value. Alright, so now I'm going to add some style, button dot style dot set property. So we are setting -x position with x plus adding px. Number of this position pixel will be added to the add with this orange color, right? So then after button element dot style dot set property for the y coordinate, y position y plus again pixel, this number of pixel. So here we have calculate that pixel from the current position. Okay, so we'll check whether this effect is working or not. So I have got the idea of using document.query selector for the button element. Then after we have I need to add mouse over, right? When I mouse over on that time, I need to add this effect. Right, so now you can see this effect is successfully working. So when you hover over on that time, this ripple effect will be happen, right? So when I mouse over on that position, this ripple effect is going to start. So I will share this as a GitHub file. You can download it from the link on the description.